Hello student, welcome to Max Study official YouTube channel. So as per the last session, we have already started the series of thermodynamic for the PSU PYQ questions. This series is only helpful for those candidate who is already focused on the PSU examination, where the more theoretical questions is coming rather than the numerical. I have also discussed the few of the numerical, but which is the very easy question, direct forward. You need to put the formula and get the answer. This type of question we will start at this is, and again I remind that this question is helpful for the PSU exam like NMDC, CIL, NLC, WISAC, and other examination like SSC, JEE, ISRO, ESC, but not for the GATE examination, because the GATE examination is focused only for the numerical. Very few questions are coming as a theoretical question, so you do not watch this session for the GATE lectures. You need to focus only for that candidate, that examination where the question is based on a theoretical questions. So as per the last session, we have already started the thermodynamic, and the remaining part which I have left over there, I have started from here onwards. So the first question was, the first law of thermodynamic was developed by, option A was Joule, option B was Kelvin, option C was Charles, and option D was Carnot. You need to pause the video and check whether the given answer which you have write down is wrong or right. After that, you need to watch the solution. So the first law of thermodynamics was developed by Joule's. As you are aware of that, Joule's has already given the relation that the summation of Q equal to summation of W, that is total heat equal to total work when the cycle has been worked. If the any of the cycle working, then total heat interaction is equal to the total sum of work interaction. This is valid only for the complete cycle, and system must be closed system. This is the standard which is derived by the Joule's law. Going ahead with the next question, Joule's law states that the specific internal energy of a gas depends on. Make sure that you need to read the questions carefully. Joule's law states that the specific internal energy of a gas depends on, the first option is the pressure of a gas, option B is the volume of a gas, option C was the temperature of the gas, and option D was the pressure and volume of the gas. If you solve that questions, the Joule's law state that the gas is only dependent on temperature, because the specific internal energy formula, that is mcv dt, and dt term indicate that the temperature, and these are only factor which is depend upon the internal energy. Other than that, there is no such options available over there, because the pressure is already neglected. Volume is does not depend, because volume is only dependent on mcp dt, that's the enthalpy, not for the internal energy. And for the last option, pressure and volume, it is independent on internal energy. Going ahead with the next question, the question is internal energy of an isolated system. Option A was increasing with addition of heat, option B was increasing with mass in the systems, option C was remains the same, and option D was increasing with addition of work. Read the questions carefully. Internal energy is of an isolated system remains the same, because it is the parameter of temperature, and if the isolated system there is neither interaction of heat as well as work, in that situation, according to the first law of thermodynamics, then dq equal to du plus dw. And for the isolated system, as I have informed you, like dw is equal to 0, dq is equal to 0, and then du is also equal to 0. Once the function of temperature is not available, then how you can consider with the other options? So the remains, the internal energy of the system remains constant. Going ahead with the next question, the identity dq equal to du plus pdv is valid for. Make sure that you need to read the questions carefully. dq equal to du plus pdv is valid for, pdv term is applicable for the certain process. Like if you need to go with the options, first option they have mentioned that any process occurring in an open system. Make sure that pdv is valid only for the closed system. So for the options like first option which they have mentioned as a closed system, it has been cancelled now, because it's not valid for open system, it's valid only for the closed system. You need to wait for the option 2. For the third option, they have mentioned as the closed system, and again for the option D is also neglected, because they do not mention any type of system. Without reading option, I neglected 2 options. You left with the 2 more options. They mentioned that dq equal to du plus pdv. du plus pdv. These phenomena occurs for the quasi-static process only, not for the any process. So option B is also neglected. You left with the only option C, which is the right option. So option C is the right option for this question. Going ahead with the next one, the shortcoming of the first law of thermodynamics. Like they have mentioned that the sorts of coming, like what was the conclusion which is drawn from the first law of thermodynamics. The option A was direction of process, option B was possibility of process, option C was quality of process, option D was quantity of process. If you have already having idea about the basics law of thermodynamics, then you will definitely solve these questions. Again, I'll just highlight the points which you need to take care. Direction of the process you need to neglect, possibility of process is also need to neglect. You need to left with these two options, which is option C, that is quality of energy and quantity of energy. And if you have idea, then definitely you will solve that questions, because the first law of thermodynamics is only deals with the quantity, and second law of thermodynamics is deals with the quality of energy. So you have to remember these 2 points to solve that type of questions. Going ahead with the next question, in a steady flow process across the control volume, mass and energy flow. Again, I reading the questions once again. In a steady state process, in a steady flow process across the control volume, mass and energy flow. Option A varies continuously, option B remains constant, option C depends on a control surface, and option D depends on type of process. I think if you have already idea about the steady flow process, then you will definitely solve this question, because these questions is related to the steady flow process. In that control volume, mass and energy flow, they have given that questions. Then you need to have idea about the first assumption made by the steady flow process. First, control volume moves relative to the coordinate frame, which is a standard assumption while making that the flow process. And second assumption was that the state of mass at each discrete area of the flow of the control surface does not vary with the time, because that the meaning of that steady flow does not vary with respect to time of any of the control surface is the basic assumptions which they have made. And the rate at which the heat and work cross the control surface, cross the control surface, remains constant. This is the basic idea about the steady state. If they have crossed that the particular surface and the time is varies, that case the flow is unsteady. So make sure that you need to have a basic idea about that. And the final and correct option was it depends on control surface, because it's the basic assumptions of steady flow process. Going ahead with the next question, during throttling process. These questions are asked number of times, and if you do not solve that type of question, you need to take a solve at least 1 minute, because you do not have idea about that. But any of the student who is already solved that, because these questions is repeating in number of times in different examinations, so you need to have idea about that particular questions as well. So during the throttling process, they mentioned the internal energy does not change. Option B was pressure does not change, option C was volume does not change, and option D was enthalpy does not change. Internal energy does not change is the not the right answer, because it's definitely wrong. And pressure does not change is not the definition of throttling process. Volume is also neglected, only left with the option D, enthalpy does not change for the throttling process. I think you have idea about that the sponge it is based on a throttling process, and if you not, then just revise that throttling process from your book, so that you have idea about what was the exactly meaning of that, and how you can remember, and what was the basic assumptions of that throttling process. So the throttling process, in that the enthalpy remains constant, that is enthalpy does not change. And they have a few assumptions more, like no heat is supplied or rejected during the throttling process, no work done work is done by the expanding fluid, that is work done is also zero in case of throttling process. And there is no change in internal energy, because if you remember that for the throttling formula are exactly similar with that work done as well as internal energy. And if you do not have idea, then at least go with the basic concept, so that you will aware to solve how to solve this type of questions. Going ahead with the next one, gas expand for a definite volume in a closed vessel. The maximum work done when the process is at constant. They have mentioned that the different cases of that you need to check what was the maximum work done during the process which they have mentioned in option. So again I reading the questions. Gas expand for a definite volume in a closed vessel, they have mentioned as a closed vessel, and the maximum work done you need to calculate when the process. Option first was volume, option B was temperature, option C was pressure, and option D was enthalpy. If you are aware of the cycle, how the cycle and how work is calculated based on cycle and based on a system, then definitely we solve these questions. The maximum work done in any of the process, like if you have draw a random graph like constant pressure, constant volume, constant temperature, then you have idea about that. Like this is the constant temperature, this is the constant volume, and maximum work done in case of only constant pressure, like this is the area of that particular graph. And if you calculate these things in a PV diagram, then you have idea about that. So the maximum work done is occurs only in case of a constant process. So going ahead with the next question. So as I have explained that the constant pressure process having the maximum like work done, that's why I have also mentioned the solution over here. If you do not have idea, you just read the solution as well. So going ahead with the next question. In a reversible isothermal expansion process, the fluid expand from 10 bar and 2 meter cube to 2 bar and 10 meter cube. Like if you have remember that the data which they have mentioned, a light confusing, but make sure that you do not mismatch the data over here. In a reversible isothermal expansion process, the fluid expand from 10 bar to and 2 meter cube of volume to 2 bar and 10 meter cube of volume. During expansion process, 100 kilowatt of heat is supplied. Heat is supplied to the system. Make sure that do not miss the point which they have mentioned it, because based on that you need to assign the sign of that particular process. And then the work done during the process, you need to calculate the work done for the isothermal expansion process, that is expansion process. And they have given the volume is expanding from this volume to that volume, and they have also given the pressure. You need to calculate the work done. And if you have idea about the isothermal process of work done, then you will easily able to solve that particular questions. But I have explanation of that particular things. So dq equal to du plus dw, this is the basic equations for the first law of thermodynamic. And if you have idea about for the cyclic process and reversible, du equal to 0, because it's a constant, like they have mentioned the isothermal expansion process during isothermal temperature is constant, that's why the term internal energy is also 0. And if the internal energy is 0, you left with the only dq equal to dw, like this internal energy need to be 0, you left with only dq equal to dw. And because as the constant temperature, the heat transfer is 100 kilowatt, then it is also equal to the same as work done, because I have already explained that for the isothermal process dq equal to dw. You can also solve one more equation based on the relation which are derived which you have derived from the basic equations of first law of thermodynamics, because p1 v1 ln of p2 by p1 like v1 by v2, like the other terms they have mentioned it. Based on data you can also calculate, but at the end you will get the same answer which you have get from these equations. Going ahead with the next question. In an heat exchanger, 50 kg of water is heated per minute from 50 degrees centigrade to 110 degrees centigrade by hot gases, which enters the heat exchanger at 250 degree, and the volume and the value of a Cp of water, that is 4.186 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and for the air is 1 kilojoule per kg. If the flow rate of gases is 100 kg per minute, then the net change of enthalpy of an air nearly, you need to calculate the enthalpy. And as you are aware of that, they have given a heat exchanger and they have provided the data as well as mass flow rate, because they have given like mass of that particular water and the like temperature from the here where they have entered and at the exit, and other gases as well. You need to do only with the heat balance for that particular equation. So you need to calculate the enthalpy. You have a basic idea about that, how you can balance the heat from that particular process, which is given in that equation mcp dt, which is equal to mass of air and enthalpy of that particular air. So you have already aware of that what was the mass of water, and they have given that the specific heat of water and the temperature difference as well. You need to convert according to the questions. If you want, you can also put in a kilojoule as well. If you solve, you will get the answer of 12.558 megajoule per minute, and if you round off, then you will get the around 12.6 megajoule per minute. This is the final answer which is mentioned in a questions. That was the option C is the right option. This question is from the ESE 2020, which is done recently. And if you have not idea how that type of questions is come, then exactly similar with the PSU, a little bit difficult on a numerical side, because they have the numerical which they have asked is not direct forward as like as PSU examinations. So going ahead with the next question, a system execute a cycle during the process. There are 4 heat transfer. They have mentioned that the Q12 is 220 kilojoule, Q23 is minus 25 kilojoule, and Q34 is minus 180 kilojoule, and Q41 was 50 kilojoule. The work during the process is work done one of two process is 15 kilojoule, work done 2-3 for minus 10 kilojoule, work done 3-4 was 60 kilojoule, and the work done during the process of 4-1 you need to calculate. If you have remembered that the first law of thermodynamics, then you have idea about how to solve this type of question. But make sure that you have a basic formula of that particular chapter as well, because they have mentioned that in a question, execute a cycle. This is the main keyword which you need to identify while reading the questions. And they have mentioned that the 4 process which is formed a cycle, like Q1 to Q2, 3, Q3, 4, and Q4 1. Similarly for the work done as well, Q1 W1 to W2 3 W3 4, and you need to calculate the W41. If you have an idea about that, then net heat interaction is equal to net work interaction for the closed cycle as per the basics, as per the first law of thermodynamics. And if you put all the data like summation of Q equal to summation of W, they have mentioned that along with the sum you need to only put that particular data over here. And if you have put that data, then you are also aware of that Q1 to Q23, Q34, and Q41. Similarly for the W12, W23, and W34, and you need to calculate the W41. And if you put that, then you will get the summation of all the heat interaction equal to summation of all the work done during the cycle is equal to, for the W41 is equal to 0. You need to just subtract an addition of that particular data which they have mentioned according to the question, and you will get the final work done for the process 4 to 1. Going ahead with the next question, the steady flow energy equation of a perfect gas flowing through a nozzle, the main keyword was nozzle, with the initial and final velocity of v1 and v2 are given by. They have given with the 4 option, but I am not reading the particular option over here. But you need to have idea about that, what was the nozzle and what was the basics formula for the nozzle, which I have derived from the steady flow energy equation. So the basic formula was summation of all the enthalpy plus kinetic energy plus potential energy plus losses equal to summation of Q minus of summation of W. That is the basic equations, and which I have mentioned over here. If you have idea about that, and if you have not read this type of equation, then at least remember this standard equation which is derived from the SFEE equation. So they have considered as a 1 as an inlet point and 2 as a outlet point for the nozzle. So they have not mentioned about the position of the nozzle, that's why they have mentioned as a Z1 and Z2 as a 0, and they do not mention about few other things like the mass of that particular things. Then in that case you need to consider as a 1, because they have not mentioned about the inlet and outlet mass. And if you consider to find the relation between the enthalpy and the velocity, and put all the unnecessary things which do not mention in the questions, consider as a 0, like do not mention about the like work done as well as heat transfer. In that situation, that you need to put as a Q and W is 0, and we will left with only final equation, which is change in enthalpy is equal to change in kinetic energy, which is the standard equation which is derived from the in case of a nozzle. Going ahead with the next question, heat transfer in a cyclic process are 20 kilojoule plus minus 5 kilojoule and minus 10 kilojoule and 15 kilojoule. Net work done for this cycle will be given. They have mentioned that the cycle you need to have idea about quickly the summation of Q equal to summation of W. That's why they have discussed about that particular cycle. If you consider that all the summation of all the heat transfer which they have mentioned, like 20 kilojoule minus 5 minus 10 and plus 50, then you will get the final answer with the net work done was like you need to add that things. 20 minus 5, that was 15, 15 minus 10, you will left with the plus 5, and 5 plus 15 is equal to 20. That is the C was the right answer. That is the 20 kilojoule. Going ahead with the next question, 1 kg of liquid specific heat they have given as a 3 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and if it stirred in a closed chamber and its temperature is raised by 10 degree and heat lost to the surrounding is 3 kilojoule, then net work done on the water during the process. They have mentioned a few twists in that questions, and the question is asked about the UPRV which is recently held by the UP government again. So you have idea about that particular type of questions as well. I read once again the basic keyword about that questions. They have given the specific heat and they have stirred in a closed chamber. They have a particular meaning of the stirrer for this particular questions. Like they have mentioned the stirrer for the closed chamber and its temperature raised. They have indication about the some energy as well, and you need to have a loss about the heat loss around 3 kilojoule. You need to find that the work done on the water, the main keyword on the water, on the system. Like that you need to consider the system and surrounding, and you will able to solve. They mentioned that the first, according to the, that is the not right option for that questions. I have misplaced for that particular questions. So from energy equations, they have given us, suppose they have given a stirrer and consider as a system. If the stirrer is rotating, there is some heat loss, and that heat loss was 3 kilojoule and temperature was 10 degree. And according to that data, because we need to calculate the work done on the closed system, which is equal to change in internal energy of the system as well as heat loss to the system, because I have already informed that when the stirrer is rotated, you need to have some loss which they have mentioned in a question itself. And if you have idea about that particular equation, this is derived from the basic equation, that is mcv dt is due to the internal energy and q loss from the system. And they have mentioned that the mass 1 kg cv for that particular case of 3, and temperature difference they have mentioned as 10 degrees centigrade, and q loss from the system was 3. And if you put that, then final answer you will left with the 33 kilojoule. Going ahead with the next question, a system is composed of a gas contained in a cylinder fitted with a piston. The gas expands from the state 1 of which for which E1 is equal to 75 kilojoule to a state 2 for which E2 equal to minus 25 kilojoule. During the expansion process, the gas does 60 kilojoule of work surrounding, and the heat transfer to or from the system during the process. They have twisted this question as well, because they have used the few keywords in that questions. They have discussed about the gas, and they have fitted in a cylinder piston arrangement, and gas expand from the state 1, that is E1. It is a total energy in case of assumptions which we have considered the internal energy, and if you consider the all energy, then you need to note it as a E1. And similarly for the state 2, they have mentioned that. And during the expansion, they have mentioned the process as well. During the expansion process, gas does 60 kilojoule of work on surrounding, like they have mentioned that work during the surrounding, and the total heat transfer you need to calculate in both the cases, either positive or negative, because they have mentioned to or from. In that situation, you need to attentive while reading the questions. So going ahead with that, according to data they have given that the E1 is equal to 75 kilojoule and E2 equal to minus 25 kilojoule, and W already given as a 60 kilojoule. You need to calculate the heat. So we know that the summation of all heat interaction according to the first law is equal to delta E plus W, and where delta is the total energy and W is the net work done during the cycles. So the during the process, so the Q was equal to, as per the given data, minus 25 minus 75 plus 60, and you left with the minus 40 kilojoule. If you have misplaced the any of the data which they have mentioned in a question, definitely you left with the wrong answer, and all that they have mentioned, even mentioned that the sign as well, and you will mug up with that particular question with the wrong answer, and you will lose that particular marks. So going ahead with the next question is the very easy questions. For the heat engine, for a heat engine cycle, which of the following relation is always true? Q equal to heat transfer and W is equal to work transfer, and for a cyclic process, net heat transfer is equal to net work transfer, is both are equal, and other than three options like option A, option C and option D are wrong. Only option B is the right option. And going ahead with the next question, flow work is analogous to, this is the most important question and it's coming in number of PSU's examination. Flow work is analogous to, option A is stirring work, option B was electrical work, option C was displacement work, and option D was soft work. Going with the solution, the work in steady flow process is VDP and the work in non-flow process was PDV. Make sure that you need to have idea about the VDP and PDV. For the open system we need to consider as a VDP, and for the non-flow process we need to consider as a PDV. And if you have going with the question, then the right option for that questions was, for the flow work is analogous to displacement work, because PDV and VDP are both valid for the standard process which they have not defined, but when they have defined the flow and non-flow work, in that situation you need to consider according to the question. For the open system we need to have idea about the VDP work with the negative sign, and for the closed process we need to consider as a PDV as per the piston cylinder arrangement. For that question, flow work is analogous to displacement work. You need to remember that both the concept for the open as well as closed, and for the piston and normal work done process. Going ahead with the next question, if dq is equal to heat transfer to the system and dw is equal to work done by the system, heat transfer to the system, work done by the system, according to sign you need to consider these questions. Then the following are the exact differential equation. So this is the basic equation, dq equal to du plus dw, and if you consider the internal energy on one side, then dq minus dw is the right option for that question, because it is the exact differential form. That's all for this video, because I have solved more than 25 questions in this session, and going ahead I have also created similar type of question which is happening in number of PSU examination, and these questions are repeating in number of times like CIL, WISAC, NLC, UPPSC, AE and NMDC, and too many other examination as well. And if you have any type of query related to this, any other questions, do mention in comment box. If you want to one-to-one interaction, do join our Telegram channel which I have mentioned in a description box. And if you like our videos, definitely subscribe to our channel and share with your friends, so that I can make more videos and which is helpful for your upcoming examination. Thank you for watching.